thank you so very much. I have to tell you that I have read all three of your books, and I laughed out loud, and I cried out loud. And it was truly a privilege for me to have the opportunity to meet you today, and so I thank you for being here. I also thank you for sharing your wisdom with us in a very authentic way, but also your belief in women. Yeah, right? Like so many things in the book, I have to say to you that I too believe that women are incredibly powerful. It's one of the reasons that this event is one of my most favorite events of the year, because we all come together because we care about this community and we believe that when we come together, amazing things can happen. And I think Kelly, maybe even unwittingly, gave us a challenge today, and that is, as all of you know, that when we think about the WLC, we're caring about lifting up and acting on how do we make the children in our community who need us, how do we make their lives better? And my goal now is to make sure that those children can feel felt. And I bet it's many of your goals as well. And so I thank you so very much for that, Kelly. I'm joined on stage today by Danielle Paulus. Danielle is a longstanding volunteer for United Way. She serves on our Women's Leadership Council, and she is the chair of today's event. So thank you, Danielle, for being with us today.
Yes, it's been fun.
Now, I shared with them on behalf of the council that we were going to have a pretty fantastic speaker today, and I think
we did it. Should we give her another round of applause? Thank you so much, Kelly.
In addition to the fantastic speaker, the great food, and lots of fun, I also asked you at the top of our time together today to write down the names of some children's faces that brought you joy. And I want to share with you that for those of you in the room that know Joel and I, we have two sons, Heath and Pierce, but you might be surprised to know that I didn't write their names down. The idea that I would think about them as a mother is a given. But at United Way, I hear hundreds of stories day in and day out about children in this community who need us. And so I want to share with you now that I wrote down the name of Brandon and Melissa. Brandon and Melissa are 8 and 6. They live in this community and they need us. And so I want to take just a brief minute and I want to share with you their story. Now, many of you are aware that United Way has for many years invested in the backpack program, where we provide food to children on the weekends. They pick up their backpack from school on Fridays, and they have food for the weekends when they would otherwise go hungry. And so we got to thinking, we've been doing this for many years, and there's a lot of positive benefits to it. But if these children are hungry during the school year, I bet they're hungry in the summer too. And so for the third summer now, we have been working with partners to be able to feed these young people every single day during the summer, and then on the weekends we give them a backpack full of food. And so this story about Brandon and Melissa begins at a park just north of Hobby Lobby. So many of you are very familiar with this, I suspect. It's right on 45th Street. We probably drive by it all the time, right?
Yep.
And so Brandon and Melissa are going with about 30 other kiddos from the community to have their daily noon meal. And the weather's fine. And about the time that the children are arriving in typical North Dakota fashion, right, weather changes like that. And it becomes cloudy, and it's windy, and it's starting to rain, and the teachers that are out there that are, providing the meals say to the children, hey guys, we can't eat together today. I need you to take your meal, and I need you to go back home. I need you to go where it's safe, and then you can go ahead and have your meal. And so as all this is going on, of course, the weather is getting worse, and off the children go, except for two kiddos. They don't run to their home. They don't run to their apartment. They ran instead to a temporary bathroom. Now, I want to be 110% transparent with you and all the women in this room, that these teachers don't know everything about these kids that they feed every day of the summer, but they do know this: hungry. And that when Brandon and Melissa heard that they needed to go somewhere safe, they didn't run home. They ran to this temporary bathroom. Now, I tell you this today because we have children in this community, 6,000 children in this community. So just like Brandon and Melissa, just like the child's name that you wrote down in that square, I'm asking you that you think about those children when you leave here today, because we are women and we can make a difference. They need us.
Cher, that's exactly why Kenny and I got involved with United Way. We want to make a difference in our community and make an impact. We don't want one child to not have food or a place to sleep, and the United Way can help us with that. Earlier in the program, we were asked to write names in the box. These are the names of who I put in my box. That's Grace, she's 5 months old, and Carter and Mason are in first and kindergarten and are causing a lot of trouble lately these days. On Sunday night, we were getting ready for Monday school. We were packing their backpacks, we were doing their homework, and we were getting their after-school snacks ready. And my son Carter said, "Mom, it's your birthday tomorrow. What are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go to work." And he said, "No, Mom, what are you going to do for your birthday party? Are you going to Sky Zone? Are you going to Quartz Plus? Because that's what all the cool first graders do." And I said, "No, I'm actually doing something better. I'm meeting with a group of ladies that are going to raise money for kids in our community." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Carter, did you know that there are kids in our neighborhoods that don't have after-school snacks or don't even have supper? And there are kids that actually don't even have beds to sleep in." And he's like, "Oh." I said, "What we're going to do is we're going to come together and we're going to raise an awareness and money for those children." And he thinks and he smiles and says, "Awesome, but they better have some cake." Cher, I want my kids, even at age 7 and 6, to know what we do matters. We can make an impact.
Well, the 3 children that you have are close to my kiddos' ages, right? 10 and 7, and we can do something. It's not just for our kids, but it's for our community's kids, Danielle.
Absolutely. When I heard that story about Brandon and Melissa, it really hit home for me. My office of Roars is half a mile from where those kids eat in the summer. And the great thing about it is that when we invest in the United Way, we can truly make a difference. I'm going to ask you guys now to grab your programs, and inside is a flyer for a donation. When you look at that, I'm going to ask you guys not to think about making a donation to the United Way. I'm going to ask you guys to make an investment, and think of an investment in the lives of those children. The 6,000 children that right here in our community are living in poverty. When we donate and invest together, we will make a difference. And when you guys fill out those forms today, what I'm going to ask you to do is there should be a blue bag at your table. Drop it in there, and your name will automatically be entered to win a pair of fabulous Tiffany & Company sunglasses valued at over $600.
They are beautiful.
I know.
Thank you so much to Melissa from Macaulay Optics for the great donation. You know, it is amazing to be able to be here with all of you today and to make sure that we can come and hear an important message about how we can care for ourselves, we can find happiness, and that when we come together, amazing things can happen.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for attending the event today and supporting the United Way.
So I want you to please think about the challenge that I'm giving to each of you, that we have 6,000 kids. 1 in 8 people in this community are living in poverty. Look around your table. Most of you are sitting at tables of 8. 1 out of 8 are living at the federal poverty level in this community, and we can do better, and I know that the power of this women in the room can do better. And so let's make sure that we can help them feel as though someone felt them. And so, wait a minute, that's not right. It's one of those uncomfortable things, right? And so please do be thinking about how we can make a difference, how we can truly impact those 6,000 children's lives in our community. Danielle?
Awesome. And after the event, Kelly will be out there to be able to purchase her books. And as you guys heard, a portion of that will go to the United Way, and you'll get to meet and greet her. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.